Well, America, it has been completed. The succession of power, the transfer of power from President Barack Obama to President Donald J. Trump has been completed. And there's a few things about this inauguration that I really want to talk about. And I will be doing a cover later on in this video. But a few things I want to mention. I love that there were some peaceful protests. That is a great way to get out there and get your voice heard. However, congratulations to those who rioted, because all rioting does is make your voice less heard. It makes your point of view sound more ridiculous and more crazy to everyone around you. No one wants to listen to that. To those who peacefully protested, congratulations. Your voice was heard today. You made your voice heard. But to those who rioted, it's gone. Your voice went away. And to that same extent, I've seen posts that say that the Hillary supporters, those who did not support Trump, need to shut up and sit down. And that's absolutely incorrect. Because a huge thing that this nation was built on was the idea of expressing and having your expressing different opinions and having them respected. That's a lot of what this country was created on. There's reasons there's the amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of press. There's reasons that is in the Bill of Rights. They established it early on because this is meant to be a debate. Politics as a whole is meant to be a debate. It's not a one-set-stone thing. So to those who did not support Trump, please make your voice heard. Make him listen to you, because he needs to hear all the voices that he possibly can as he tries to lead this country in a place he's never really been. He needs to hear as many differing opinions as possible to help educate him, educate the masses on all the differing information that goes into each and every single viewpoint. It's a necessary part of this democracy. And it's a necessary part to him as the president that he can serve us. That's what he said in his inauguration speech, is that he wants to serve us, the people. And I truly hope he does. Because I know for a fact we will make sure that our voice is heard if we aren't served. That is the role of the president. That is the role of the president, is to serve us, serve our needs, serve the needs of the country above his own. And that's where a lot of people question Trump about his agendas and all that. I really hope he puts people over agenda. That's very important. Now, there's a song that was written in the 1960s, I think 1964, that defined very well the political landscape of the time then. And I think it's still very reflective of the landscape that we have currently. I actually wrote notes on this. Apologize. The song is Eve of Destruction. It's most popularly known by Barry McGuire, and it was recorded by him and released in 1965. And it has a lot of different references to a lot of the things going on at the time. For instance, the line, "You're old enough to kill, but not for voting," which references the fact that at that time, the legal voting age, except for a couple states, was 21. Yet you are being drafted into the war at age 18. You had to shoot a gun and kill people in order to survive at age 18. But yet you did not have the right to vote, to choose who leads this country, until you were 21. It's very similar to the fact that you get to, you have that responsibility, a lot of people think, nowadays, although there's no draft, a lot of people feel pressured into joining the armed forces. A lot do choose on their own, though. But at the same time, you still can't drink until you're 21. That's very reflective of today's age. That line in later iterations changed to reflect that change in the law by saying instead of saying but not for voting, it now says just started voting. It also references with even the Jordan River has bodies flowing. It references the war over water between Israel and the Arab nations. It references the heat that was in Selma, Alabama at the time, especially with the Selma to Montgomery marches, as well as Bloody Sunday, which is very prevalent today because the hatred in this nation is very, very prevalent. It's very distinguished. We're seeing a lot of hatred, especially since Trump started running. Trump brought it out of a lot of people. And it's really starting to spread. And that's not just Trump supporters. That is supporters of all people. Look at the rioting that happened during the inauguration. That's hatred right there. And we cannot allow hatred. Hatred will destroy this nation if we let it. But going back to that the lines in there were actually changed later on to reflect his Christian conversion. The original line was, now think of all the hate there is in Red China, then take a look around to Selma, Alabama. Now it's, think of all the hate still living inside us. It's never too late to let love guide us. There's references, obviously, to Red China, the fact that China was communist. It had a line, the pounding of the drums, the pride and disgrace, which referenced the JFK assassination and funeral, where muffled drums could be heard and were played. References space expeditions that happened at the time. You may leave here for 4 days in space, later changed to you may leave here for 10 days in space. It expressed the political landscape of that time, of the 1960s, so very well. And I think, even today, it expresses very well the political landscape of our current time. And I'm going to sing that song for you, and I'm going to have my lyrics with me. For the most part, I know it, but I'm going to have them just in case. Sorry, I'm not doing my own original song, but with the way, with how big this day is in this country, I felt this was more important to do this song. Because we could possibly be on the eve of destruction. And that could be at any presidential inauguration. But especially with the hate that's flowing in this nation, I feel it's very much prevalent right now. So, I'm going to get into that for you guys. This on a world, it is exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. You don't believe in war, but what's that on your totin? And even the Jordan River has bodies floating, but you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, I don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Now don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't you feel the fears I'm feeling today? If the button is pushed, there's no running away. There'll be no one to side with the world in a grave. Take a look around you, boy. It's bound to scare you, boy. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, I don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Yeah, my blood's so mad, feels like coagulating. I'm sitting here just contemplating. I can't twist the truth, and no regulation. I'm full of senators, don't pass legislation. And marches alone can't bring integration. when human respect is disintegrating. This whole crazy world is just too frustrating, and you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Now think of all the hate there in Red China, then take a look around to some Alabama. You may live here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it's the same old place. The pounding of the drums, the pride and disgrace. You can bury your dead, but don't leave a trace. Hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget to say grace and tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Nah, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. So that was Eve of Destruction, originally by, well, most popularly done by Barry McGuire back in 1965. And again, I still think that it so accurately portrays the political landscape now as much as it did back in 1965. Or when it was written in 1964. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, share, do whatever you feel necessary with this video. But please, don't try to hate the views of others. Rather, listen to the views of others, especially if they differ from yours. Get a better understanding of the views of others around you, because that is so very important to this nation. And I'm sorry that this was a very, very political video, but I felt it was necessary with the inauguration just happening earlier today. So, thank you for watching. Good night.